You may be skeptical that you can make money online. Can you really make over $1,000 from just one product online? Well, yes, you can. I'm going to show you then, not only have I made over $1,000 on one product, but I have a second product I made over $1,000 on Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. So books that I'm publishing online. Hey everybody, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I am super excited to be here today. And please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can learn all about tips and tricks where I talk about building your own online income through KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing, and Amazon, and also Etsy and digital products. So let me go show you the proof of what I made, and I'll tell you a little bit about how I made it. So this is kind of a two-in-one bonus. You're actually going to see my monthly income report for December of 2022, which these are profits. It says approximate royalties, and this is actually what I made. So this is profit minus advertising, and to be honest, my advertising was $800 in December, so I made $7,000 in overall profit for the month of December. And I wanted to show you my top 2 books to show you that yes, your books can that you've created on Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP, actually make a decent amount of money per month. So my top 2 books, as you can see down here, the first one made $1,608, so over $1,600 for one book in a month. The second one made $1,101.29, and the advertising was across my entire books, so I can't tell you exactly how much for those, but we'll say that it was probably $300 of the $800, maybe $400. So that means that, you know, between the two, $1,600 and $1,100, is I made around $2,300 overall if you kind of average that out and kind of guess about. But that's over my top 2 books, $2,700. So you can have a really great month with just one product. And the great thing about Kindle Direct Publishing is you can figure out and create books. They really just take your time and a little bit of money. If you purchase graphics, I always create quality interiors and covers, and I purchase graphics. They're inexpensive. You don't have to spend a lot of money, but you do have to take the time to learn how to put the graphics together. So it takes a little bit of your time, maybe a little money, though you can do Kindle Direct Publishing and publish books for free. But the biggest things I have found and how I made this, everyone always wonders, how did I do this? And I think the biggest thing is niche research. So I found an audience, and I like to call it an audience, not just a niche or a niche, because you have to find more than just like a small teeny section of the population. You have to find an audience who wants things. And when you find that audience who wants things, you can create books around that. So these first 2 books, they are similar, but directed at the same audience, but slightly different. And these books are prompt books. And so they're kind of yearly, so they'll sell throughout the entire year. And actually, I have my prompt books I created in previous years that continue to sell even now. So I just had a few sales of my 2020 version of the prompt books, because, you know, people if they like your product, they'll go back and buy previous years or previous things, since they can still help them or enjoy them, or it's on a different topic. So these are kind of like yearly topics, and it goes through the year and creates a prompt book for it. But the number one thing I did is found an audience that was underserved, and it was someone who wanted something, and I created a product to fulfill that need. That is really the most important thing you can do. It definitely requires looking on Amazon and doing all the things that everybody says, you know, finding the right keywords, finding the products are selling, finding they're under a certain amount, you know, they say like 1,000 products or less, and oftentimes it is less than that. But kind of finding an audience that needs something. And I don't just look on Amazon. I use other tools. I like BookBolts. I like KDP or Publisher Rocket. I also use a variety of things that are out there. I look on Google and figure out what's happening on Google. I look on Facebook. Are there Facebook groups dedicated to those, audiences, niches? How many Facebook groups? How many followers in those Facebook groups? If you find a Facebook group that has 1 million people in it and there's not a product on Amazon that would really fit that audience, you've got gold mine there. I also look on Etsy. You guys can check out my other videos. I'm always looking for creative ways to find audiences that need something that I can create a product for and put it on Etsy or put it on Amazon so that they can get what they need. So, number 1 tip, underserved audience. And yes, searching on Amazon is the number 1 thing to do, but there is also Facebook. There's Etsy to look on. There's Google. There's a lot of places to look and find information about the audience so that you can create a product they want, a product they need, and a product they're going to spend money on. So the second part, kind of rolling into that, is create a quality product. I am very, very particular in creating a quality product. I spend a lot of time on my cover design and I make them unique. I add layer upon layer. It's not just a blank background with some graphics on it. I usually do textured layered backgrounds. So the cover is never just one color. It usually has textured something on it. I can kind of show you, I've done this in the past, but I can show you how I do this and add textures and layers, and then I start adding my graphics on there. So I usually create something that looks very different from a lot of the products around it because I spend a lot more time in creating a product that has a lot more layers to it. The interiors are the same. I don't just put blank interiors. I design my interiors for the particular audience. One of them, the top one, is a feminine one. And so inside, I don't really have, there's the prompt book too, but I've made it pretty with flowers and graphics and things that give the product a little bit more personality. I always add extra. So I think that's point 2B. You have to add extra to your product to make your product stand out. I add things that my competition don't add. I add, extra things, it's a prompt book, but in the end I have a few coloring pages and things like that as just kind of an extra bonus. So I'm always trying to think, what would my audience like and use and need for this particular product that I can do something extra for them? Not just one thing, but what can I help this product do to stand out from everybody else's? So create that quality product, create it differently, add extras. By doing the research, knowing Facebook groups and Google and all that, you're going to find out what extras they would enjoy. The third thing is advertising. I do advertise my books. I do it inexpensively, and I do it really through manual keyword ads because, like I said, I've done my research. I know my audience. I understand what my audience is looking for. I understand their personality. I've gone on Facebook and seen what tags they use. Things like that really help your advertising on Amazon because you can use those keywords. You can find the keywords that maybe the mass majority of people don't know and don't put on Amazon as far as keywords because they don't know their audience well. So I spend time really diving into that and creating manual ads that speak to my audience, that use their language, that use the keywords they're looking for, that solve the problem they are looking for. That does take time. It takes some effort. But once you get going, it's really, it kind of, the research lends itself to all these things. If you've done the research, the rest of it kind of falls out, the other two. So I hope this was really helpful, and I want you to know that I am no one special. I have just spent time and effort and thought and really tried to understand my audience, understand who I'm creating these products for so that I can create a product that they are willing to spend money on. And so, like I said, I made $1,600 this month on the first top book, but even though it's kind of an annual book, it sells throughout the year. I think in January, last I looked, it was selling about $800. So, so far I have 800 sales on that one, and it'll continue to sell throughout the year. So it's a really great thing that you can do if you can understand your audience and create a product that they want and will purchase. And I just wanted to show that you can do this. You just need to put the effort and work forward. And sometimes that's frustrating when you think you're putting all this effort and you're not getting results. I was there too. I did that. I threw so many spaghetti pieces at the wall, and you know, most of them fell down. But eventually I figured out what I was doing. Eventually I figured out that creating that quality product, creating the cover that just doesn't have one graphic on there, that is multiple graphics, multiple layers, texture, color, all that sort of thing. Once I applied my skills, I found that, you know, I'm creating things that really stand out from my competition. All right, well, I hope this was helpful to you. Like I said, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please comment on my YouTube channel and tell me what your most successful book, as far as how much you've earned on your book. I would really love to hear everyone's success stories, even if it's $5 for a month. And if you're super excited about that, you know, if you're a beginner, I'm so happy for you. I remember my first like $10, $5. I remember the first sale, and it thrilled me. So I want to share your success, as well as wish you the best. So thanks so much. I will see you in my next video.